welcome. My name is Freya and I'm one of the assistant eating disorder practitioners working here at Saida in Sheffield. Today we're going to be talking about the distress cycle. And this is applicable for individuals who are binging, purging, restricting or using other eating disorder compensatory behaviours. What the distress cycle does is that it offers clarity and hope for people with eating disorders. It removes the blame from the sufferer and it provides an alternative pathway. I'd like you to stop, pause and take a minute to think about what do you do when you're distressed, overwhelmed. Think about the advantages and disadvantages of that coping strategy for you in both the short term and the long term. There's lots of different sections on this distress cycle which relates to different eating disorder behaviours. At the top here we've got early experiences. So these are things that you've encountered growing up which essentially shapes who we are as people today. In everyday life you may encounter situations which may trigger or activate these early childhood experiences. It doesn't always have to be a trigger that has activated one of your previous experiences. It could just be an everyday stress, for example work-related stress. When you encounter these experiences, it feeds into this distress bubble in the middle. This can often lead people to use eating disorders behaviours such as binging because it offers a space to numb out that feeling of being in discomfort and some of those other negative feelings that these triggering situations may elicit. But what we do know is that these binge behaviours only offer a sense of numbness momentarily and they are very short-lived. Shortly afterwards, this may elicit feelings of guilt and shame for the individual, which essentially will feed back into this distress cycle in the middle. And this repeated pattern of behaviours can contribute to this vigorous ongoing cycle, which over time enlarges the distress. And what we would like individuals to do is think about more adaptive coping strategies that they could use to cope with this distress. So we've got a triggering situation which may activate the distress in the middle here. And at the bottom we've got some alternative behaviours that you could use to manage that distress. And what you find helpful will be personable to you. That might be speaking to a friend, listening to some music, speaking to somebody close by, going for a walk, whatever works for you. But those are strategies that are going to be helpful for you both in the short term and in the long term as well. Thank you for listening and I hope you found this video helpful.